So I know I said I was going to take a break from YouTube for a little while, and that's still true. I've been taking a break from managing this channel for a few days besides like one community board post. That's because I wanted to focus on my finals and just kind of mentally recuperate, as it has been a very hectic last couple of weeks. I am now in between semesters, so I'll have a little bit more time to make some videos and stuff, but I'm kind of stuck on where I want to go for my next video after this one, so it might be a little while for my next video, I'm not sure. And in all reality, I've just been a bit mentally lazy over the past week or so I was not going to let that stop me from making this video. I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm going to record this, we're going to get this out. Besides, there wasn't too many comebacks I was super interested this month. There were a few really high quality ones, which we will talk about later in the video, but there wasn't a ton besides the wow comebacks that I really liked. As for all my monthly videos for K-pop, there are some ground rules I want to lay. First of all, these are just the comebacks that I choose to talk about, and sometimes I just talk about the comeback songs, and sometimes I talk about the whole albums. It just depends whether I listen to the whole album or just the comeback song. Now, if you are subscribed to my Patreon, you would know that I do full-length album reactions over there, so you may know some comebacks that are going to be in this video already. This is also one big subjective opinion, and if you have a different opinion, that's okay. Most of my content on this channel is opinionated. Go ahead and disagree with me in the comments, that's perfectly okay. Just don't yell at other people in the comments while doing so. Anyway, I'm not going to delay this any longer, let's get into April in K-pop.
Yeah. 너를 보면 내 심장은 쿵 내 시선은 너를 향해 zoom 언제든지 어디라도 vroom vroom. Yeah.
So Taeyang made his return with a project, and this song had Lisa on it, Shoong. I want to specifically talk about this song because man is this song boring. This song is so fucking boring. I'm so happy that Taeyang is back making music. That's awesome. He has some great hits for me. And I thought that vibe with Jimin was, a bit basic, but it was fine for what it was. And I saw a lot of people disliking this on the internet. I saw people saying that they're glad Jimin didn't get this song, that this whole project is just really mellow and boring, and I can see that. I don't want to necessarily agree with the blind haters, but this song is a bit of a snoozer for me. The best way to describe this song for me is like drowsy trap pop. This is a song I would listen to when I'm falling asleep or something. I don't know if it's because it makes me want to fall asleep or if it's just got that mood to it. There's some choreo elements that I really like. I think some of the lyricism is okay. The vocals here and there are pretty decent. Lisa's rap verse is very Lisa, and I think at this point I'm just starting to get used to the fact that most of her rap verses to me sound very similar. And I think it's because to me Lisa is not a very high-ranking rapper in K-pop for me. Not because she's not technically gifted. I think she does actually have some legit talent compared to a lot of the other K-pop rappers, but it's because her cadence package is so boring to listen to at times. What I mean by a cadence package is how you kind of bounce from word to word when you're rapping, right? Like Kendrick Lamar's got a great cadence package. Denzel Curry is great with this as well. And for some K-pop rappers, I think, Suga and J-Hope are two of the best at doing it. Think of a good rap verse as like a river. A lot of good K-pop rappers with great cadence packages are able to really lead the river. Like they're the ones directing the river. They're the ones directing the rap. But with a rapper like Lisa, who is somewhat technically gifted, in my opinion, she's not leading it, she's flowing with it. She's got an inner tube, like on the Lazy River, and she's kind of flowing with it. And she still sounds good, but I just did not love it. I could see people liking this, it's fine if you do. To me, it's just a little boring. I'm feeling a heavy 5 on this one. So A-Pink's D&D, I didn't even know they were coming back. I'm gonna be real with you. They lost a member, and Didn't know when they were going to come back, and they finally did with D&D, which just immediately made me think of Dungeons & Dragons. It's a fine A-Pink song. It's really nothing special to me personally. There are releases I like much more than this from them. The chorus is fun. There's some very good vocals here, as there normally are with A-Pink songs. But this section's going to be pretty short because I just don't have a lot of thoughts about the song other than it's pretty okay. The sets for this are really interesting, like cinematography-wise. There's not a ton of dancing shots in this music video until the very end, which was odd. It's groovy, and I figure if you're an A-Pink fan, you'd probably enjoy this, but for me, I'm not the biggest A-Pink stan. I don't really listen to a ton of their music anymore besides a few select comebacks, so for me, this is kind of just a skip. I'm feeling like a mid-6 on this. So Dream Note are one of those semi-forgotten Nugu groups that have a big enough fandom that will remind you that they exist. I really like their last comeback, Ghost. I think that whole concept fit them really well. I thought the song itself was very good. I think some of the music video elements were very good. But Lemonade is very different. This is very summer pop. This song just screams July for me. Really, this song is harmless. All it's trying to be is fun, and I think it accomplishes that. I think there are some very fun elements to the music video and the song. This isn't necessarily a knock or praise, but I feel like it's weird how the song is very upbeat and bright, yet the music video has some harsher tones to it and some odd filter selections and some surprisingly darker sets. Like, I just don't think the song matches the music video. I do think that this song does lack direction. It is just a very basic summer pop song. That's all it is. And I'm happy that they are getting some attention this comeback because they deserve it. Super talented members. I really like them as a group, but I would be lying if I said I like this more than Ghost. I definitely do not. Still, happy they're back though. Glad they're putting out music. I'm feeling a strong 6 with this one. So New Jeans did a collaboration with Coca-Cola, and I am talking about this song because I actually think this is genuinely a good song outside of one part, which most probably already know what I'm talking about. The chorus is based off of a nursery rhyme, and I knew I heard it from somewhere, but I just don't like it. I will say it's got a tinge of catchiness to it, so I can see why some people could maybe like it, but to me it feels so robotic compared to the rest of the song. The whole song actually flows very well. I think the individual verses, I think the pre-chorus is great, the production is very New Jeans. Like, this is legit a New Jeans song up until the chorus, which is just like why I have such conflicting feelings about it. They didn't have to make a song for their collaboration with Coca-Cola, but they did anyway. And the fact that it's even half a banger is honestly really impressive. I feel like we always have a few K-pop songs where the whole song we think is really good up until this one part, and then it's like, oh, it's a skip now. That's what this song is to me. It's like, I get it to that chorus, and I'm really liking it, and then I skip it. And I understand there's be people who are gonna like this. The chorus is catchy, I get it. It's just not my cup of tea. Did they have to put the effort and the budget into this music video or make a song for Coca-Cola? No. But I'm kind of happy they did anyway. It's fun. It gives them something to put out. In the meantime, I believe they're working on an album right now to release by the time they go to Lollapalooza, or at least that's what the rumors are. So this is kind of just like a side project, I guess. It's fine. It's obviously probably the worst or one of the worst New Jeans songs out there. At the same time, this song did not deserve the hate it got online. I saw so many people hating on this song and hating on people who like this song, which is stupid to me. You can like any song you want, any group you want, does not matter. I saw people say that if you like this song, you're just gaslighting yourself into liking your fave song. I like parts of this song enough to give it like a light 7. I think this is pretty decent.
Long hair fit below an inch, super chic. Her face could sell a magazine, she super chic. are barking up a tree. She a super, super, super chic. She move like you won't believe. She a super, super, super chic.
So this was a song I was actually anticipating quite a lot this month. I'm a big fan of P1 Harmony. I don't talk about them a lot on this channel, but I've been to one of their concerts. It was probably one of my favorite K-pop concerts I've been to. I really like them as a group. Their discography is very solid for a boy group. I think they have a lot of potential. And I am also someone who listens to New Hope Club's music because I saw that they have a pretty decent fan base in Korea. And one time I kind of just checked out their music through one of their music shows they did, and I don't love their music, but it's pretty good. And this collab is fun. They met after one of New Hope Club's performances, I want to say, and they have really good chemistry together. It's very groovy, and Kiho specifically fits this. Kind of gives me movie music vibes though, you know what I mean? It's fun, and it's cool seeing more Western artists work with K-pop groups like this. I'm always open to that kind of stuff, and I'm happy that these two groups did it because they already have pre-existing chemistry, and they've been playing this for a while now. Some of their early teaser photos for this were back 2 comebacks ago from P1 Harmony, so they've been planning this for a while. I'm happy they finally dropped it. Got some great vocals, got some live stages of this. I really like it. I'm feeling like a mid-7 here. It's a fun, catchy song. So NCT has a new subunit, Do Jae Jung, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. They came back with Perfume, with subsequent mini album. I reacted to this on my Patreon, and honestly since then I have grown to actually like this title track a lot. I think it's pretty good. The rest of the mini album itself for me, a bit boring. At least it is cohesive in its sound, but to me, I'm just not a huge fan of a lot of these B-sides, but Perfume itself as a song is very fun. It's very sexy, that's what it's supposed to be. It's a sexy song. I've seen people obsessing over some of the parts of the choreo of this song. It's fun, and I think a lot of the production, not only on this song, but on the whole album, feels very 2016, 2017 SM, a little earlier on. Recently, SM has had this sound with a lot of their music, especially with NCT, that's really grated to me. And it's a big reason why I haven't been a fan of a lot of NCT's recent comebacks is because they all kind of just sound like they're trying to do too much. And this production on this song specifically sounds very early NCT, and I like that. It sounds a lot better. With that being said, this isn't a song that I see myself coming back to a ton though. I do like it, it's just not something I would replay a lot for me personally. So I'm feeling like a heavy 7. So Lee Chaeyeon has had her first comeback after her solo debut last year, and if you don't recognize her, maybe you've never heard of her, she was a former IZ*ONE member, and she is the older sister of Chaeyoung from ITZY. I don't know what runs in the blood of that family, but they're both fantastic dancers and very good singers. I was not a big fan of her debut and that EP. I just did not rock with it like other people did, but I think this comeback is a lot better. I think her EP she came back with is a bit short, but I do like how there's a song with funk on it. Or is it pronounced funk? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Knock is the lead single here, and honestly, I think the music video got some vampire vibes. I believe her debut also had that as well, so maybe they're just going to continue that trend. But this song is just way better when it comes to quality, and also the music video, in my opinion, is a lot prettier. The choreo is crazy. I feel bad for anyone who has to do the final dance portion of the dance challenge for this. She eats it up. She's an incredible dancer, and she's just showing it off this comeback. I've seen people say that her dancing might save her from Nugudum. That's how impressed people are with the choreo for this song and stuff, and I could see that happening. This song could definitely help pull her at least a little bit out of Nugudum. I think she's still in there, but I did see a ton of dance challenges with this on TikTok, so hopefully that helps her a little bit. And I'm a sucker for the pre-chorus of this song, and that second half of that chorus is fantastic. Besides a few shots in the music video give me low-key motion sickness, this comeback's pretty good from her, and I'm glad it's getting her a good amount of attention because she deserves it. She's super talented. I'm feeling a light 8 with this one, actually. I quite like this.
Gimme some, gimme some. Gimme some, gimme some. Gimme some, gimme some. Gimme some, gimme some. Get it.
Kep1er came back with their EP Love Struck with lead single Giddy, and the real question I pose after hearing this comeback is it too late for Kep1er to be a good group? Kep1er is the produced group formed by Girls Planet, and you know that 2022 rookie class, that's a hard one to live up to, right? But I get it, it's tough competing with IVE, LE SSERAFIM, New Jeans, Billy. That's a tough rookie class to stack up against, and unfortunately they have not been given the best music since then. I actually like Troubleshooter as a mini album. We Fresh was not a very good song, but I did like Downtown, and I'm happy to report that this might be their best EP for me. I really like Happy Ending. LVLY is fantastic. I understand why people love Back to the City. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I definitely see the appeal. And then there's Giddy, and I kind of like this song. I just feel like this concept fits them better as a group. It's cute, but it's also a little girl crushy. I just feel like some of the members like Zhao Ting or Bahie or Diane fit this a lot better. I do think the music video is a little bland for me. There's not much going on here. I don't know why Yeso goes full Attack on Titan at the end. I'm not sure what's going on here. But some of the styling is really great. I love Chan in that dress, oh my god. Some of the members get more lines on the B-sides, like Zhao Ting and Bahie get some more lines on some of these B-sides. That's great. Overall, it just feels like a cohesive product. That's the first time I'm saying that for them. We Fresh and Troubleshooter didn't feel cohesive. I don't think Up and its respective EP felt very cohesive. This whole concept, this comeback, it feels like their best one by far. And that brings up the question, is it too late to be good? Kep1er's only got, a year or so left on their contract. What are they going to do? I did make a post about this, and I saw a lot of people who said that they preferred Up and that whole comeback to this because they like the concept more, and that's understandable. I think that Up is a fine concept for them as well. But I've just been really kind of getting into this group recently. I've been thinking about buying albums from them. There was even a signed album that I nearly pulled the trigger on. Kep1er has been intriguing me after this comeback, and I'm waiting to see what they do next, because this is a good launching point. If they only have a year and a half left, make it the best year and a half of music you can possibly do. It's not about how you start the race, it's about how you finish it. I'm gonna give this one a mid 8, actually. I quite like this EP, and I'm a fan of Giddy.
낯이 된 것 같아서 놓고 낯이 된 것 같아서 놓고 어디는 쉬지 않아 매일 make 끝까지 가보자 낯이 된 것 같아서 I love my team, I love my crew 여기까지 달리면서 I love my team, I love my crew 계속 달릴 수 있어도 I love my team, I love my crew 여기까지 오르면서 I love my team 그 덕분에 우린 낯이 된 것 같아서
17 broke records with their recent comeback. Their mini album they just dropped had over 4.6 million pre-orders, which broke Map of the Soul 7's record, I believe, from BTS, which is insane. And they sold 3 mil on launch. Crazy selling numbers for 17 this time around. I'm not the biggest fan of the mini album song quality wise though. I like Dust. I do like that song, and I like parts of Fire, but a lot of these songs to me are just skips for me personally. Super though is a drug or something, because this song is so catchy, it's so fun, it's addictive. And I said this on my community board, but it really does feel like a song like Hit. Now Hit has a lot more energy than this to me. That whole song is on a high the whole time. This song does have kind of an interesting, more of an anti-drop, and You know, I think people were expecting constant energy like Hit again, and I see some people disappointed with that part of the song, and I understand that. That second half of the chorus, though, definitely very Hit. It's fun, it's exciting, the choreo is super difficult. The idols are praying that they don't have to do dance challenges with 17 for this, because this choreo seems super heavy. I also really love the final chorus with Woozy as well. The styling is at point. I love how the music video was just one big performance shot with all of these different backup dancers. It looked really cool. But what I love more about this comeback, and I said this a little bit, is the connection with Dragon Ball Z that this song clearly has. If you don't know me, I'm a big anime fan, and Dragon Ball Z is my second favorite anime of all time, so when I was watching this song initially, I picked up on those things immediately. So here's a quick rundown of all of the Dragon Ball Z or anime references that are in Super. The dance where they put the finger on their head, that is clearly Special Beam Cannon from Piccolo. At one point, Joshua talks about a power pole, which is Goku's main weapon. Sonogong, which they are saying in the lyrics, is reference to the Monkey King from The Journey of the West, a story that directly inspired Dragon Ball Z. At one point, the lyrics talk about riding in on a cloud, that's Flying Nimbus. Later in the song, they talk about charging up all your energy and releasing it in one shot like a spirit bomb or again like a special beam cannon. They even talk about how this song is like an anime credit song at the end. It is so like overtly anime Dragon Ball Z, and it's fantastic. It's super fun. If the album itself was a little better, I'd probably give this a higher grade, but just for Super, I'm feeling a light 9 on this.
다른 문을 열어 따라갈 필요는 없어 넌 너의 길로 난 나의 길로 하루하루마다 색이 달라진 느낌 밝게 빛이 나는 길을 찾아 I'm on my way.
Next, let's talk about IVE's I Am with their full-length album they came back with. Now, I made an entire video talking about how IVE caught me off guard with this release because I did not expect them to come back with a full-length album, even though they did kind of follow the Sistar mold that came before them. However, I have been someone in the past who has voiced my displeasure with the company not giving them even a mini album or an EP up until this point. It just felt like we were getting really good hit comeback after hit comeback, but nothing more below the surface. The album itself for me so far is one of my favorite albums of the year. It's not super cohesive, and I say that in my video, but I think all the songs they do put on this album are pretty good, even the songs that I'm not super in love with. Hypnosis is not my B-side of the year, but it is one of my favorite B-sides of the year. This might be the most pop I've seen IVE go out of all of their releases. And I love how the music video kind of buys into the narrative about them being very posh as a group, and in the lyrics how they talk about how they understand and hear the outside noise, but they don't really care. They're just gonna live their life how they want to, which is a good message. The music video is a bit boring for me, but there are some funny moments like when Wonyoung jumps out of the plane and then the subsequent memes that have come because of that. But one thing that's been subtly surprising for me is how much they've been singing live during this recent comeback. IVE have been a group in the past that have been butchered online for not exactly singing live a ton. They do it occasionally, but they don't do it as much as you would want. aespa got a lot of this treatment. I said that in my recent aespa video, but that has seemed to kind of move over to IVE, and recently with this comeback, they've been singing a lot live, or even if they're not singing live, the company's at least masking it a little more to seem like they are. I've also noticed that a few members have just looked like they're having a lot more fun this comeback. Like Wonyoung's stage presence has been a lot better for me this comeback. She looks like she's genuinely enjoying performing songs like Kitsch and I Am. With all that being said, hopefully Ray makes a fast recovery because she had to sit out some promotions because of some health stuff. I Am is another hit from IVE, and this time they came back with a hit album as well, which I'm very impressed by. So congrats to IVE, probably one of the best releases this year so far. I'm feeling a light 9 for the whole album.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 yeah. 이 노래는 해금 yeah. 올라타봐 지금 yeah. 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금
So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to talk about this album or this comeback as much as I want to in this video because I do plan on making a separate whole essay style video for August D and all of his albums, and I'm going to include this one in that. So I'm not going to really fully talk about this until later down the line. I want that to be a very big video, maybe the biggest I've ever made on this channel. My aespa video I just made is the biggest one at 40 minutes, but I'm thinking that video is probably going to be like 50 minutes long. I will sum up my brief thoughts about this here though. Haegeum and D-Day is the de facto album of the year. Haegeum is fantastic, D-Day is lyrically amazing, August D makes really good music. And we've known this, we've seen his first two mixtapes. Dachita is one of my favorite songs from BTS's catalog, including soloists. And Haegeum is really just like another version of Dachita. In fact, the music video is directly correlated to it. The cinematography in this video is also beautiful as well. A lot of the shots they use is just eye candy. The different stories he tells on this album, like with Amygdala and that really heartbreaking music video as well. And Snooze, let me tell y'all right now, bro, Snooze is like my song of the year. This song is amazing. It's a message to younger artists from August D, and the Woosung feature is fantastic. Having Ryuichi Sakamoto on this song and seeing August D meet him in person in the documentary is really touching. Like, bro, find me a better song that's come out this year than Snooze. I'll wait. This is it. He's going on a tour right now. I'm going to be participating in one of the concerts on that tour. Very excited. That takes place in like a week of me recording this. But this is album of the year for me for two reasons. One, the different genres August D explores here. He kind of branches out from his normal here. There's some R&B elements. There's like a love song here. This is pretty diverse from some of the stuff we've heard from him in the past. But really, it's the lyricism. A lot of these songs are beautifully written. He really does have a gift for production, but for me, his songwriting might be even better. It is really crazy because I was going to crown I Am album of the year after listening to it because I really did like it that much. But August D came in with D-Day and he squashed that. I really do think this is the de facto album of the year. I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10 just from an artistry standpoint. This is about as good as you can get for August D, and I love it. Thank you so much for watching the video. I know I said this would be shorter, and I thought it was going to be, but in reality, it was still pretty long. It was like a solid 30-minute video. I appreciate all the love and support that has been thrown my way recently. It's been a pretty hectic past couple of weeks for me, whether it be finals or some videos I've put out recently. It's just been really busy and my mind has been all over the place. Now that I get a good 2.5-3 week break till my next semester and I get to go see August D in person within the next week, I'm very excited. I do have a Patreon. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Special shout out to them on that Patreon. I do special album, like full-length album reactions. I watch the music videos, I go through all the songs, everything. I've been a bit slow on there recently just because of everything that's been going on, but we've got comebacks from aespa coming up, Le Seraphim, Dreamcatcher's coming back soon. Those albums are definitely going to be on there if you want to check that out. As for next video, I don't think it's going to be the August D video quite yet. I have something in mind that I'm going to be dropping beforehand, something I don't normally do on the channel, so hopefully you guys stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching the video. I hope you have a great rest of your day.